It's not looking good for Meghan Markle, as according to sources, she has been axed, dropped, fired from WME agency after making some powerful enemies in Hollywood. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to another dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much got me eye, and oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Now this comes courtesy of Maddie Keeping Tuned, Maddie Force Now, and if you're not following her on Twitter, then please do so. Now she writes here, oh for goodness sake, I had a call from NYC. You know it's going to be good when she starts off saying that. Who had been dealing with LABS to prop up a failing brand. Apparently, Harry Emmanuel, had quietly, not in Hollywood, but as part of the separation, it was agreed it would not be publicly announced. In other words, it looks like, according to Maddie's source here, Megsy has been fired, dropped, axed from WME because of her failing brand. Maddie then writes, she has made enemies of the two most powerful PR agencies in America. So not just WME here, but if you remember quite a number of years ago, Sunshine Sacks. The pathetic Instagram drop from Harry's friend showing a jar of Twitter is all they have left. And even he won't post and repeat. Now, what is Maddie referencing there? Well, she's referencing this thing where last weekend, Megsy, as far as I'm concerned, tried to take the limelight away from Princess Catherine and launched two new products for American Riviera Orchard. A jar of raspberry jam here, and also as well a jar of dog biscuits. Now, who did she send those to? Of course, Nacho. This is Prince Hazard's polo friend, right? So this is what Maddie is referencing right here. So, and even he won't post and repeat. Their brand, if you could call it that, is done. Afraid Africa will never spend such money on them again, they're struggling to justify their price on such a publicity stunt that drew nothing but scrutiny and bad press. Well, yeah, because as far as I'm concerned, they tried to make it out to be some kind of quasi-royal tour when it was not, and should not have been. It's as simple as that. Megsy parading around like she's the princess, this, that, and the other. No. No. Not at all. Not at all. Princess Catherine's the princess, not Megsy, right? If you're going to call Megsy a princess, it's Princess Henry, so get it right. Maddie then writes, they're struggling to justify their price on such a publicity stunt that drew nothing but scrutiny and bad press. Their brand is so toxic that even their employees are questioning if their future prospects will have any standing. And we know the revolving door that's been going on at Archewell. In they go and out they soon go. Do you know what I mean? Now, Maddie writes, this is from one of the top brass in NYC this morning. To be fair, they were actually laughing about it as they were so looking at the consequences for the agent's cleanup operation to other clients, and that basically it's a disaster for all of them. Anyone involved in America or in PR knows this is a disaster. I mean, to be fair, any just normal person on the street knows that Hazard and Megsy and their brand is an absolute disaster. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out, right? The press still have no reporting on it. Perhaps the game will be up and they'll have no choice but to tell the truth about the dire situation of these dubious two. There isn't a sane person who would represent their brand. Yeah, if you're going to represent Hazard and Megsy in their brand, at this point, I would agree. You'd have to be absolutely banana bonkers insane. Even the most ardent supporters who are around are recognising their true economy of life, propping up people who are constantly attacking, cancer victims. Because as we all know, and as we've all seen, their Sussex squad, otherwise known as the Sugars, have been absolutely vicious against Princess Catherine while she's been going through cancer treatment. Yet not once has Hazard and Megxie, as far as I can tell and see, have publicly stood up and denounced the Sussex squad, the Sugars, for doing it. I wonder why. I'm just asking for a friend there. Their supporters have them in their family and they don't like it. Overall, this comes from a top-level person who I worked with over 10 years in Manhattan, and it's really bad for these two. No one cares to or wants to take up their $1 million victimhood. Yeah, no one cares anymore because the game's up. The grift is up. Everyone sees them now for what they are, which is absolute zahers. As it was reported in The Hollywood Reporter, Hazard and Megxie were branded the biggest losers of 2023. They wrote here that in 2020, the royal duo fled a life of ceremonial public service to cash in their celebrity status in the States. But after a whiny Netflix documentary, a whiny biography, Spare, and an inert podcast, the Harry and Meghan brand swelled into a sanctimonious bubble just begging to be popped. And South Park was the pin. The show's 20-minute worldwide privacy tour takedown in March was savage. The episode was followed by an incident which sounded like something from the cartoon. The duo's spokesperson claiming they were in a 2-hour near-catastrophic car chase, only for New York City's mayor and police to downplay that description as an exaggeration. Perhaps most embarrassing of all, Spotify dropped Archetypes with a top executive label, the duo, and let's get it right here, Hollywood Reporter, effing grifters, all right? Still, all the scorn and mockery beats otherwise having to attend 200-plus official royal family engagements a year, which sounds hellish. I mean, this bit at the end, I mean, come on. It's not hellish at all. It's our royal family. Get bent, Hollywood Reporter. And to be fair, why put that in? It adds nothing to this. It really doesn't. It's what's the point? But here, Hollywood Reporter turning around and saying Hazard and Megxie biggest losers of 2023. And it seems as, yes, there is more credence to the notion that WME has fired, axed, dropped Megxie from their agency because, yeah, it was only reported about 6-7 months ago that WME actually regretted signing her and her failing brand. Royal reporter Kinsey Schofield commenting on the scenario, referencing the Deadline report that Megxie was specifically struggling through WME to secure brand deals, and that the agency was really scratching their head around how to manage a brand. There were even conversations that the roadblock in Hazard and Megxie's career has been due to the royal family and their rift. I mean, again, it doesn't take a rocket science to work that out, right? Kinsey Schofield saying, with so much animosity towards the royal family coming from the Sussexes, people like Dior that were rumoured to be working with Megxie previously had recently dressed Queen Camilla. And we all know that as soon as the rumour came out that Megxie was going to be the new Duchess of Dior, just short of 24 hours later, Dior spokesperson comes out and says, I don't think so, not happening, no talks, no nothing, this rumour is absolutely false. They were quite quick to come out on that one, weren't they, right? But then she says, on top of that, recently named the young woman playing Kate Middleton in The Crown as their new face of Dior. It's not Meghan, it's Kate from The Crown. That's the new face of Dior. And Kinsey also suggested that the reason Hazard and Megxie are eager to reconcile is because they need to reconcile with the royal family so that they can try to navigate in Hollywood. But guess what? That has not happened. And now you've got Maddie keeping tuned, Maddie Force now, with her sources turning around and saying, oh, no. Her Hollywood dream is DEAD, dead, done, dusted. Because WME, Harry, have had enough of her and have dropped, axed, fired Megxie. They've had enough. It's done. Her brand's failed. It's all toxic. There's nothing left at this point. There's nothing left that Megxie can do to try and make it in Hollywood. She's failed, and that's it. WME, according to Maddie's sources here, have recognised it. And yeah, according to sources, has dropped, axed, fired Megxie after making some powerful enemies in Hollywood. With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more, and believe me, of course, there's going to be more, then make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe, because I'll be honest with you, help us now get to 1 million so we can also get that gold play button right there and hopefully cause a Meghan Markle meltdown on Instagram. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever's. Also, as well, if you've got some very strong opinions about Megsy apparently being axed, dropped, fired from WME agency, and I bet you do, then make sure you send me a super thanks. It's just below this video right here. We can have a conversation about this because it does guarantee a response from me. And until the next time, you guys, laters.